We're here with Kristen Luce, and we're talking about disability concerns in planning. So the question is, what do people need to consider if they have a disabled loved one they would like to leave an inheritance to?
Sure. The first thing they need to do is they really need to get their hands around exactly what kind of disability benefit it is. There's Social Security disability, which that's a type of benefit that you actually pay into. It depends on your work credits and your work history. There's no problem with receiving an inheritance if you're on Social Security disability. There's another type of disability benefit, though, called SSI, or Supplemental Security Income. How much you own in assets actually does affect that benefit. So, for example, people on SSI can only have $2,000 worth of assets.
All right, so what would you do if you wanted to leave an inheritance to someone who receives SSI benefits?
Sure. I would talk to an attorney and consider probably a trust, a specific type of trust called a special needs trust or a supplemental needs trust. That's the same trust. We just use different names depending on which attorney you're talking to. But what that trust does is it allows the person to still receive their benefit, but the monies in the trust are protected and they're not to be used for necessities. So it's not used for food or shelter. That's what your benefits are for. But the trust itself could be used for extras or supplementals in life. So travel or special events, furniture, a vehicle, the extras.
All right, now does the government have to approve these types of trusts?
That's a great question because it depends on who is setting up the trust. If someone is setting up the trust for themselves, they're on SSI and they're setting up the trust, then yes, the government does need to approve it. And there's some special rules that would apply to that type of a trust. If someone's setting up a trust for the benefit of someone else, so grandma is setting up a trust for a grandson who's on SSI, no, you don't need the government's approval. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Grandma could leave her estate to whoever grandma wants to leave her estate to. So yeah, you don't need the government's approval there.
This Lawyers on Call is brought to you by Coughlin and Gerhardt. To learn more, you can head to cglawoffices.com or wbng.com.